Good morning, good morning. If you could see my pile of things to show you today on my left side, it's going to be a packed morning of show and tell and a little demonstration. Mona did a project and I did, so we have two versions of the same project. But I wanted to start out with this embossing folder. Let me grab my scrap paper. So as always, we're getting a lot of new products in and moving things around to feature them, to find a spot to put them, and so on and so forth. And as we were doing that, I came across this embossing folder. This is a Doilies embossing folder, and it is actually 12 inches. And Doilies is no longer around. During, I think it was probably sometime during COVID, they either sold their business or whatever, but they're not here anymore. And I thought, I got it because I loved it. Well, I brought it home to do something at home with it, to ink it for you. Then I put it in my purse because I didn't ink it last night because I was making the project Mona and I were working on. And this just kind of like broke apart. But it's a ruler embossing folder. So I just thought it was like the neatest thing. We just embossed it yesterday. But if you can see, they have the centimeters and they have the inches. So it's kind of like you get two little rulers. And one of the things, I collect a lot of things. Not a lot. I collect clocks if you've been in the store. You see that I collect the Baby Ben old vintage clocks. We collect cameras, which I started to collect a long time ago, and then my husband jumped on board. Then it was no longer fun for me because he took over. So I have that, and I actually collect rulers, and I have a lot of vintage rulers. And at home, I have a little unit that I have a lot of the old folding rulers from for men's toolboxes. This is, I don't know if anybody remembers, I don't know what this company was, but they don't even make, I guess years ago they made these kind of square rulers. And this is one that we have in the store that we use for measuring. Don't be afraid, it's still accurate. But it's also a good thing, if you have to, grab something down from the top shelf to, poke it down, so it has, multiple uses now. But I like my ruler. But anyways, so that's probably why I was drawn to this embossing folder. So I'm just going to show you just by inking it up. I don't know if you've ever, looked around in the store. We have, I'll show you. Lori, can you grab the display? Underneath the 49th and Market, the unit that holds the extra little pieces, it has rulers on it. You see that? Yeah, that unit. So just kind of a cool embossing folder. So I thought what I'm going to do is, as we're moving things around and I find things, just the unit itself, that black unit, right there. You see the two rulers that's holding product? Yep. If I find something, I'm just going to kind of feature that little product. So I think this is a cool find, but when they're gone, they're going to be gone. So I have to show you this too. This is a display unit that we have in the store, and Mark was not so happy with me. He made the black base, and I said, we have to decorate the front. So we went to True Value, and bought all these plain yardsticks and sanded True Value off the name of it and then stained them all. So that's how much I like rulers. So. And I remember when we were doing it, he's like, how many do we need? I'm like, I think we need like 20. And yes, we are going to be married 38 years, May 12th. So he still puts up with all my little things. But he likes it. He likes doing that kind of stuff. So anyways, that was just a fun little find that I thought I would share with you. So where do we start? Okay, we will start with some new products that came in. And we have a new release from Trinity Stamps that I thought was awfully cute. And this will eventually put one together and show you. But for the people that love the card boxes, and the card boxes are those 3D boxes that you could fold flat and put into an envelope. And then when they take the card out and open it, it has dimension to it. This is a new mini Slimline card box. And down the road, we will definitely have, be featuring one of these. But the length of the box is actually like 6 inches, and it's probably almost 2 inches high. That looks like a good 1.5 inches. And these are the little tabs that will go inside, the sides, and then the backdrop on the back. And when you fold this I would assume is going to fit in a business size envelope. So this is the Trinity Stamps Wide Box Card Die. Very cool. We have a little section of rainbows, and this has a really nice sun, has a cloud, has the little smile face and the heart in the rainbow with the little stitching die, and then you also have this, the rainbow shape where if you're doing something solid. So we have a new rainbow stamp or die set to add to our collection. They had this new Slimline burst builder. And this will be a card back, so you have those rays. So I could see, doing different papers, the kind of look that you're going to get from this. We've been working on other things, so I don't have any finished, completed samples of those to show you, but we definitely will get to be doing some of them shortly. A lot of people... not everybody's jumped on the bandwagon. People don't like the long slimline, but the mini slimline are nice. And this is a die, so you have all those stitched and stacked layers for your mini slimline cards. And this was a really cute little set. It has the little frog and the flowers and the, oh, happy day, and just because there's little bees in here. But I thought this little background with all these little toadstools and flowers, and you could sit a lot of your little die cut images that you have on that little stump over there. I thought that was super sweet. That kind of went with this new fairy trio die from Trinity Stamps. And you could use the toadstools and have, the little fairies flying in the background. And this is a new little stamp, and this one is called Hello There. And there is a single stamp, or they do have the coordinating die. And just really another cute little gnome guy to add to our little gnome section. So those were Trinity's. We have a new release in from Elizabeth Crafts. For those of you that are doing the planners or, junk journals or, any mixed media books, art books, or just for card making, this is a bunch of different little edges that you can put on your papers, that like the torn notebook paper, a deckled edge, just these little single dots, and more of a ragged little distress edge. There is a new stencil set, and in this pack you get 4 different stencils. And you can use them as one grouping, or here you have lots of little pieces that you can use individually. And that is called the Floral Stencils. This is a new fun flourish stamp set, and very cool geometric kind of designs, you know, with a little floral design added to them. Fun flourishes. This is one of her pocket dies for her journals, but the cool thing about Elizabeth Crafts, there's a lot of parts and pieces that you can use independent of using them in a planner, in one of her planner. So here is a tag, and this insert for the tag can be taken out. If you want the insert back in, you have that floral design. That can also just be used on a card. Same thing with these little inserts. They go in these little pockets. If you can see that this is going to fold, will fold in, and you could fold this to here and add tape and have little pockets, or you can have one long pocket. So you have a lot of different options. These very cool leaves. And this is called the Saltis Pocket Die, and you can kind of see here. Love those little birds. I didn't see the birds in there. Oh, they're right here. That's a cool die. So you can see how that pocket is going to work. So this can fold over to this, and then that fold back, so you have kind of a 3-sided pocket. We'll have to do a little sample to show you that. This is an oldie that they brought back. This is the Camera Die book. Sorry, I just ran over to get a project. Mona made a book when it first came out, and she did a COVID book. So this book is like 2 years old. So she used a lot of die cut pieces and added that in there. But you can see you can cut into the chipboard. So she used chipboard for the front and back of the book. And then you get all these little designs and images that you can add into your book. So this is the camera album. And you can see on the back how, you know, other ways that you can use this. So those were Elizabeth Crafts. Oh wait, we got 2 more I found on the side here. This is a standalone little floral die set. This is called Floral Bouquet, and these are the 3 dies that you'll get in that set. And this is called the Flower Blossom die, and here is the sample of the die that you're going to get. And just remember, you can use it as a whole piece. You can also cut it and use parts and pieces of it. Okay. On to Tailored Expression. We just got a couple things restocked, but we have some new items in for graduation. So they have the class of 2022 little mini stamp set. There is the little mortar board die cut, so you can see the size of that on the back. This sentiment, which you can use for graduation, but it could be used for a lot of other times, you know, just, you know, somebody needs a little bit of inspiration, just a really nice sentiment that you can send. This is a Grad Confetti. So if you're doing a shaker card, or it doesn't have to be a shaker card, it's just something you could die cut and put it in their card, so when they open it, it falls everywhere. These are Foil It. This is the Grad Foil It paper. And I think on Wednesday I'm going to show you how to use these foilet papers. We have some from LDRS. We have Taylor has some, and we have a couple other companies. But I got these because you can foil them, but you can also just use it as a card front. So I thought these were nice. So if you have to make a bunch of cards, super quick cards. But they are called foilet. The surface, the only thing is they use toner ink, so it's not anything different or anything you have to be concerned about. We have some visitors coming in from in East Aurora. I guess there's a crop going on. So this is a new anti-static powder tool from Tailored Expressions. And this is for prepping your paper before you emboss it. You're going to dust your, it has a little brush on there, and there's a certain kind of powder inside. Brush it over your cardstock, stamp your design, put your embossing powder on, shake it off, and it helps get a lot of those little specks of powder that are always like kind of stuck to your card. So this is the new anti-static powder tool, and this one is from Tailored Expressions. You cannot use the hot foil for those. No. Excuse me, let me get a drink of water. In the store, we have kind of two sections of foiling. One that you use with the laminator, and the other one you use with your glimmer machine. Both foils are different. A lot of the products you can't use both ways. They're independent. So no, you can't use your other foils. We got these in because the last 4 colors are now available in the little mini pads. They're not sold individually. They only come in this little packet. So you have Saltwater Taffy, the Villainous Potion, Prize Ribbon, and Salvage Patina. So these are now available. And I think that's it for Tailored Expressions. There was a large release from Altenew. And a couple weeks ago, I did a card from Tailored Expressions, and I used those deep dark plum colors in a card. And we've got those restocked, so those are in stock, that color palette. I forgot the name of it. But these are new colors that just came out. And this is the Sun Valley Garden. So you can see the color palette in that set. These are alcohol markers. And this one is called the Water Garden. And you can see that. And I was like very happy to see kind of 2 purples that are kind of purple. I think that's one of the hard things with Copics. There's not a purple. These are alcohol, and I did use them along with my Copic markers in the other card that I did. So we'll have these little color palettes that you can see. And the price point is actually really nice, $46.99 for a set of 12 markers. They are refillable. We do not have the refills here in the store, but we can order refills for any of those for you. So I'm really happy with I mean, I still love Copics, but I love some of the colors that are in there. A lot of these have already sold out on the Altenew website. These are new hot foil plates. Let's see. Okay, so this one is called the Vibrant Florals, and it's a foil plate. And there's kind of a sample on the back of what you can do with that. This is just a chevron background foil plate. See, that's kind of busy. I'd probably, layer it up and so on. But some people like a lot of that. That's kind of very distracting for me, or use half of it on a card. But the chevron foil plate. There is the Morning Blooms hot foil plate. This shows a little bit smaller. I'll just take this out and show you. So you can see it's definitely larger than shown, and has that adorable little hummingbird. Now the kind of cool things that they have with this set, this is the Morning Blooms. This is a coordinating stencil that you use with these flowers. So if you're not so good at coloring, they show you how to line this up and color and add ink using your blending brushes with your hot foil plate. Just a standalone die, another fun just series of branches and leaves and little flower buds. If you ask me, you can never have enough of these. Oh, this is the stencil that goes along with this die, or not this die, but the hot foil plate. So we have that available, and here on the back they show it's a 3-layered stencil. And when you have the 3, that's nice because you get a really nice shading of colors and so on. And of course, as much as I love rulers, I also love doilies. And I can't pass up a new doily die. I didn't go and poke the rest of this out. This is kind of what it came out when I die cut these. But this is, so you can see the size, a really beautiful doily. And I'll be taking these home and probably doing a little sample with these. Hi, Dawn. So this is new from Altenew. And last of all is this new calming cluster. This is the stamp set. They have the coordinating die, and they've included 3 different sentiments. Along with that, they have the coordinating stencil for the stamp set. And last in that grouping, they have a coordinating embossing folder. And so here I did the folder just on, an A2 size design. Here I did it on a bigger paper. So you can use, I'm going to see if you can use the stencil. Oh, the stencil is too big for the embossing folder. But this goes with the stamps. You can also use the stencil as a standalone and to create some beautiful cards. And maybe I'll take one of these home and actually make a sample to show you how you can use it, the stencil by itself. And then the die cut, I was wondering if the die cut fits. And I'm going to assume that the die cut is not going to fit. They did say when they make the stencils or the embossing folders, because of the way the paper then is changed with having it raised, they have to alter the stencils to make them smaller, so they change that. But down the road, they're really planning on doing stencils for their embossing folders. So this is the new calming cluster set. So we'll have some finished samples in the store so you can see those. So those are the Altenew. I wanted to show some samples that we've done for Mother's Day. You know what, I feel like April just kind of flew past so fast. I did not realize that tomorrow is May 1st and that next weekend is Mother's Day. So in the front of the store we have we've had Mother's Day stamps and messages. There's Father's Day mixed in some of the sets, but I just want to show you some quick samples. Kim did these for the blog, and this is using Newton's Nook, this oval, and you have a bunch of different sentiments. So after Mother's Day, you know, you can still use the stamp set because you can put different things in there. This one, she made a shaker with it, and this one is just a single design stamped on one of their dies that coordinate with that set. So those were super easy. Well, maybe not so super easy. This is a new die from Hero Arts. And what I did with this, I took this flower pattern paper and I die cut the image in there, and all this white area actually comes out. I die cut a second time on this background paper, the darker peach, and I snipped at these points and I glued it on top of this paper that was underneath so that you have these two different color patterns. And I just added some little butterflies and pearls from an old Martha Stewart punch that we have, that I actually have two, because if one breaks, I would be like really upset, but I have a backup. And I added Winkostella on top of the word so that when you're looking at it close up, you can actually see the little shimmer that you get. And then this is the Hero Arts Mother's Day window die. Really super fast. If you have to make a bunch of cards for, you know, your friends and stuff, this would go like super quick. Another stamp set that we have in is this set from Photo Play, where you have the envelope where you can stamp a message on, and then you kind of have these like rolled cabbage rose flowers, and then you have a bunch of great sentiments. They are definitely geared towards Mother's Day, but you can use the other images all year round. I'm working on a card I have to finish, and I'll show that next time. It's not a Mother's Day card, but it is using some of these like flower designs on it. And here's a really simple card. I used this particular stamp right over here. Colored it with my Copic markers. I chose one of the Happy Mother's Day, but you could very easily take a sentiment from another set. Get well soon, thinking of you, have a great day, happy birthday. I added my little gems from Pink Fresh on there. And that was really quick to do. Here is another version. This is this stamp down here, and I just took some pattern papers, once again colored my little roses. I did put Winkostella. I squeezed it too much and got a big glob, so we kind of like oversaturated on the Winkostella. Candid, oh, the glass is that one. Okay. And I used that sentiment on there, popped it up, and that card is done. So there's another two different samples of some Mother's Day cards that you can make. This is a set of dies you can use for Mother's Day, but you have these like kind of cool shoes. You could put bows on them. You could put the flowers, definitely bling it up. Same thing with hat, and you can be creative and make a really quick card with that set. Two sentiment sets that we have in from Spellbinders you have Happy Father's Day, Happy Mother's Day, Happy Birthday. These go with others like I'll drink to that. You know, there's congratulations, hugs, a nice little collection of sentiments. And then in here you also have a Happy Mother's Day, Best Dad Ever, and Anniversary. So really kind of some sentiments that you can use so many different ways and different times. This one is We All Dance sentiments, and they've actually used it in those little sets. And coming up, Mona's doing some cards, and you'll probably see those in there. And then this one is called Sentiments for You, and here is just used on a card with some flower die cuts. Oh, this is a tool that we got in from Trinity, and this we are selling with 2 replacement packs, and it's the kind of like a pickup tool. You got the little pointer pick on one side, and then on this side, this is kind of like wax, so it'll pick up those little pieces of paper, your gems for placement and such, and just a very cool little tool. And you can see that you have the 2 replacements. We're selling the replacements at the same time and not separately, because you just never know. Like, what happens is we have the tool, but then we don't get the replacements. We have the replacements, but you need the tool, and the tool is out. So this way you have a backup right away. In a prior Facebook, we featured the tool chest die. And it could have been last week. This is the tool chest that becomes a gift card holder. Well, Mona came in yesterday. She made another card, and this is the card she made. And she actually used the same die, the tool chest die, and made it into a cupboard. And just by changing the papers, and she actually used this die, the Sitting Pretty die set from Taylor, along with another little die. She made the mirror, and you have these little jars and vases, the little bird cage sitting on the little dresser. And you can add your gift card in there for Mother's Day. And these are other, the Sitting Pretty, there's the nautical, so you can actually, do this little dresser kind of thing, masculine, and actually put the little beach scenes on it. There is this fall set too that you can add, and just get a lot of versatility out of these particular designs. I know Mona, she is like crazy. So we had to share that with you. I love when you got like versatility. So this is what we're going to show you. This is another die, the iCrafter Mason Jar Card Box die. And this is, Mona did a sample and I did a sample. So I'm going to show you on this die. We have more coming in like Monday and Tuesday. I think we have 3 of these in stock, and we have more coming. They're on their way. They shipped. But you see you have the mason jar. So people that are always looking for mason jar, you have this. You have the flowers and the greenery in the set. These are the little side panels that you need and the little pockets to make the card die. So so you can see this is the mason jar piece. And so when you set it up, you're going to need 2 jars, 2 sides, and the little tabs. And you can see how the little tabs fit right to the top. You're going to adhere these together, and then this will all kind of come together. And the cool thing is, like, when it's all done, it folds flat. Okay? If you can see that, it folds flat. So once again, they do have YouTube videos to show you, but you're going to use your 2 jars, the 2 sides, and everything's scored. One of the things I do want to say, on the bottom of here is another 3rd side. You want to cut those off. You don't need that when you're making the card box. Just kind of snip those off. And we'll have this in the store too, so if you need to come and take pictures, we'll have it. And then you can see these little tabs. There's score tape on there, and there's score tape on there. And they have the little jar top that you would put on there. And the other thing you can do with this particular die is when you put these sides together, but this time don't cut that bottom off, you can create a bottom. And if you glue this together, you can put something inside. You can fill it with candies, you can put a little potted plant in there, but it becomes a little container. Can't fold it, but it's another way to use this particular mason jar die. So you can have a little box, or you can make it into the card. So these are the 2 samples that we have. So this is my version. Mona does not do flowers. She does not like flowers. I do. So I'm like, I'll do the flower version. So you can see that I actually used a lot of the flowers that they have. I made, actually Mona cut these out for me. We made multiple sets of the flowers. And typically I like to use my Copics to color. This time I just used my Distress inks and inked each of the flowers. Some of them have 2, like, different colors or 3 colors on them. And in mine, I did my slats a little bit different. Hers come up. Mine kind of set into the box. I put another layer in because as I was making this, I needed more depth for my flowers. So I just added another section in here. Typically, they just have you do 2. I did 3. And when you're putting your flowers together, on the back you can see I used acetate, and we carry this very strong acetate from Tonic. It comes in a package, and it's super heavy and thick, and that's what I used on mine. And I just made little strips and adhered it onto those little tabs. But what I did is I took a little paper clip and kind of made my design. And because it was like making a flower arrangement, you wanted it higher in the back and fuller here and there. So I'd put little paper clips to kind of decide where I was going to put everything. And one by one, took it off and adhered it. And this is a stamp set. Hope this bouquet makes you smile. This is from Waffle Flower, one of my sets that I kind of use all the time. And I used the sparkle spray from iCrafter and sparkled this whole thing up. And you can see, even though there's lots of layers, it'll fold flat to go into your card and then expand when they open it. So that's my version. Mona loves holidays, and one of her favorite is 4th of July. And so she did this one. This is using the new God Bless America die set from I.O., which we did sell out. We'll be getting more. And she used ephemera cardstock pieces from this particular set. And used it on the front. She put a ribbon. In fact, that's what I meant to come in this morning and find a coordinating twine to put a little bow on the front of my jar. This reminded me of that. And you can see she has the 2 editions in there. And once again, use that really heavy acetate. And metallic cardstock for her jar, sparkle paper on the front, the little ribbon, and once again, this will fold flat and then pop up. So anybody have any questions about this new mason jar card box die? You can do the mason jar. You could put your tools in there for Father's Day. You could just, I'm sure that Mona's going to be like each season, kind of using different versions of this, the same way we did the truck and so on. How cute for St. Patrick's Day with a bunch of shamrocks coming out of it. So these are in the store. So if you have any questions, you'll be able to see the finished samples. We'll add it to our little iCrafter and Facebook demos, so you can see those in person. And last of all, I don't think the class descriptions are in yet, but we have a lot of classes coming up, and so I wanted to share the classes. The dates are on the calendar, so you can see that. Descriptions will be coming, but you can see the samples here and on the calendar, and all the other information will be coming. Next weekend we have a layout class that we'll be doing. You can pick up kits if you want and do it at home. We have 2 dates scheduled that you can come in and do this. And we have, this is one version. If you want the blue check background version, you can let me know, because I know we have a couple ladies that have grandsons and would prefer a blue version, so we've been trying to offer that for you. So just let us know if you want a layout kit, whether you'd like the pink version or the blue version. Kim was not feeling well today, so she was unable to bring her samples in, but I'll show you those on Wednesday. She's got 2 classes coming. This is my gnome class. So these are using the gnomes from Whippersnapper. Kind of perfect time if spring decides to stay. And on this last card, we're going to be doing one of our screen doors. So you get to learn how to do one of the screen doors, and we're doing the trifold kind of card on a screen door. So these are, I think I call them springtime gnomes. This is another new class. It's the Looking Glass card class from Hero Arts, and these are a series of dies. There's different ways that you can do it. In this particular one, I'm stacking and layering them. On this, the birthday one, we have the message, make a wish. But on each one of these, you can put your own sentiment, decide what you want. But we're doing the sunflower ones. We're doing the lighthouse, which I thought is a great one for guys. People are always looking for ideas for guy cards. This is like perfect. You can put Happy Father's Day on there, Happy Birthday. And I love this one. Just, a nature one, just kind of generic. So these are the Hero Arts Looking Glass card class. This one I'm working on one more card. We're going to be doing another series with the Pink Fresh washi tapes. And so this is card number 1. This is card number 2. And this is card number 3. I think the 4th one I'm trying to incorporate some foiling so everybody can see how to use the glimmer machine, which is perfect, a perfect way to use with these washi tapes that have these bits of gold in them. So this is the Pink Fresh class. Lori is doing, what did we call it? Magical cards. This is kind of a sneak peek of class. So she's going to be making these cards. You're going to be using some stencil paste, some die cuts, glossy accents, stamps, and inks to create 6 beautiful cards. So that's another class that's coming. This I have to finish now that it's May. This is the new botanical book from 49th and Market. I don't have my embellishments on, so this is what I'll be working on this week. But this is the basic setup of this particular book class that we will be doing. This one's not finished, but this one comes out. Lots of pockets and folds and so on. This is the center of this book. And these are pockets inside here. Their books are, their whole product line is like truly amazing. So this is the botanical book. So we have a couple dates for this one coming. And Donna, I have pictures for you, so I'm glad you joined us. Donna is our description writer. And so I'll be sending the pictures over. But so these are the classes, and like I said, Kim has a couple classes, and I'll share those with you on Wednesday, and we'll get the calendar all set and ready to go for May, and because May is tomorrow. I actually thought I had like 2 more weeks till Mother's Day, so I feel like here we go again. During COVID, I didn't know what day it was. But anyways, I don't know how April went so fast. We do have directions for the book, so that if you order a kit, Natalie, yes, we are going to be doing it on Zoom. There is a date for a Zoom class, and I have printed instructions that we can email you. So, but it's nice to kind of, if you're going to be doing it on Zoom, you'll have both, just to follow, because sometimes it's hard to write instructions. Instructions are very difficult, not fun, and they take a long time. So anyways, we'd be happy if you could join us. So these are what we have coming up this month. We might be adding a couple extra, but these are what are almost complete. And so let's see if there's any questions. Anybody have any questions? I told you we had a lot to show. So I think if we do, for anybody that's interested in that mason jar, we have 3 and we have like 7 coming in during the week. So if we run out, you don't see it online, please call the store. It's easier if you call the store at 716-834-3540, because we can put you in the special order book, and I know how many to reserve right away. Some of you guys, you can text me and let me know that too, or you can email. So I don't think there's any other questions. I think that's it. So Sadie and Mark are home today. Mark is working diligently in our garden and weeding. So he has the day off. They have the day off today. So it's Lori and I here and for the day. So if you have an opportunity, pop in. We'd love to see you. If not, enjoy the weekend. It's going to be beautiful. And we'll see you either in the store or back on Facebook on Wednesday. So everyone have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for joining us.